Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 5 minutes and want to kind of just go over what I'm looking at this morning. So what you see over here, this is the live chat room that I offer as part of my Inner Circle community, just the private service. And one of the questions I always get is, hey Clay, how does it all work? And thanks to your feedback as viewers, so I appreciate you leaving comments. I know a lot of you like to see how it works behind the scenes. That way, not only do you see just how trading kind of works as a whole from start to finish, but also people that are wondering, yeah, Clay, I'm thinking about maybe joining your service, but how exactly does it work? So this is just an opportunity to kind of show how things work in full live. So, I mean, this is not a voiceover. I have no idea what's going to happen. But as of right now, you can see I made my watch list right there. And then I'll also go through the watch list and pick out certain areas that I like. So, an example on QLGN, which is what we're watching. I guess I kind of got it cut off, but this is QLGN. I just noticed that $6 is an area that I like for a pullback. Buying it up here, it actually got as high as 667. So I didn't like it right there. That would have been, chasing. But if it can pull back, like I said, to that $6 mark, that could very well be a nice little entry point there. So you can see that's just how it works. Let me get this out of the way. So you can see there's the chart right now of pre-market on QLGN. But yeah, like I said, I like $6. Members were alerted to $6. So if it does decide that it wants to pull back to that area, then yeah, that could very well be a nice entry point. So there's a quick example of how that works. And, there'll be others that I'll map out. But quick example there. And I think I've stalled long enough. Market still doesn't open up for 3 minutes, but we'll see QLGN. And I don't know if $6 will come into play or not. That's, I guess the downside with these live trade videos is it truly is live. So I have no idea what's going to happen from this point forward. But yeah, if it gets down to $6, that could very well be an interesting point. Well, QLGN did not pull back to 6, and this thing is just roaring right now. You just can't buy it right now. I get it. It could go over 7, but that's a terrible habit. That is totally chasing. So, I mean, even if it were to go over 7 right now, as exciting as this looks, you just can't do that. And you do hear me typing because I do make alerts throughout the day too. But yeah, over 7. So I get it. Clay, man, you were watching this thing at 680. You're right. But you just can't chase like that. Still interested if it wants to pull back some, but just too crazy right now. So we'll see what happens though. So looking like that $6 mark is just going to be one of those that just didn't come into play. All right, quick little update here. Watching FedEx 162. Was watching 161.50, but with the way the chart continued to play out, I wanted to update that. To now 162 flush point. Flush meaning thinking the price may go down. So that is the current level that I'm watching. And whether or not that comes into play, I have no idea. FedEx, a very clear chart, but at some point I'm expecting, not a full-blown reversal or anything like that, but I am expecting some profit takers to show up that brings the price down a little bit. So 162 is an area that I'm watching closely. Outside of that, though, the market's been open 10 minutes and no trades as of yet, but it's only been 10 minutes. All right, maybe 162 is going to be coming into play here. And maybe not. But all right, I'll go ahead and pause. It was looking like it was getting ready to pull back, but now it's kind of consolidating out, but I'm watching this one very, very closely. All right, it's maybe making its way down there again. Somewhat. Okay, working its way closer. Oh, I missed it. Can I get the back test? Oh man, missed it. All right, well, I got the back test. We'll see if this can indeed work for me or not. So I didn't want to chase. Came back up to 161 and filled me. So we'll see if I can get a move now to the downside. So I got some downwards pressure. Now it's just a question of, can I get some more downside pressure? Pulled some off the table there. Now just 300 shares. I wanted more downside pressure, and I'm not necessarily getting what I was looking for, but I could be wrong, so that's why I'm going to hold some shares. Could also still be a losing trade. Well, there's the break of, well, the attempted break, I should say. Again, just not what I'm really looking for. In terms of the breakdown that I thought I would get. So I'll go with the 100 shares here, and if it wants to keep on going, that's fine. But I am going to put my stop up over the 162 mark. I'll just do a mental stop. So if it goes back over 162, I will hop out of the trade. But yeah, I have no problem admitting I was thinking there would be a bigger flush. And don't get me wrong, it's flushed, but I was thinking it'd be more intense. So again, I could be wrong. That's why I'm holding 100 shares in the position. And I hope I'm wrong, hopefully this thing keeps on moving downwards and I'll let this 100 shares make me some money. But as of now, I just wanted to reduce my risk by, so all right, let me just watch 162 here. If it breaks, I got to get out. So there, $64 trade, nothing big. And you can see right there, look at that bounce. So level 2s, moral of the story. Learn this tool. That tool was the leading indicator there that something just wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite behaving like I thought it should have, and ultimately I was right to have taken out those position sizes where I did. So I mean, yeah, quote unquote only made $64, but it was good to have hopped out there because I mean, look at this thing ripping now. So yeah, level 2s. The moral of the story of that trade, learn level 2s. Are they perfect? No, nothing's perfect, but they're definitely a tool all traders should use. I'm also kind of glad that happened because I don't want to be accused of, well, Clay, you only post those alerts where things like work out hugely. No, here's an alert that was made. No, yes, members had chances to make money. Members had plenty of wiggle room there to make money. But I mean, was that a grand slam trade? No, it really wasn't. And unfortunately, as much as I wish I could sit here and say that, hey, sign up for my service and you'll get grand slam trades every single time, that would just be a little bit deceiving. Sometimes you'll have things like this and this is why you got to be able to think for yourself, right? You got to be able to think. You got to be able to realize that, you know what, something wasn't quite right there. So my community is not for a bunch of mindless sheep. It's not for a bunch of puppets. We help each other out by alerting each other, but you still need to be able to think for yourself. Sorry, mRNA, what's going on? Oh, very nice. Wow. Shame on me, Clay. I completely lost track of that one. You can see over here from the chat room. Right there, alerted mRNA 63 flush point, and now it's at 60. Nothing like losing track of one of your very own alerts. But have you ever been there before? Have you, identified a great setup, and then for whatever reason you just get sidetracked, and then all of a sudden you totally miss out on it? I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if I want to try to go long. I do want to go long now. This is just crazy. 58.50, try to go long 100 shares. I'd like more than 100, but I want to just ease my way into the position. I may be way too optimistic right now trying to get at 58.50, but that's the idea when you're position building. You want to, you want to get entry points that kind of shock you on that first one. But yeah, 58.50 for 100 shares with the goal of getting more than 100. So we'll see if it can work its way down. But I should also note to those of you members that watch these videos and got in around that 63 mark, yeah, a big congratulations to you. Well, here we go. Can this thing really get down to? All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, current thing, I'm alerting and watching BA here for the 188 key upside break area. As I noted, nice little consolidation on the 1 minute. Still got some work to do if it's going to get up there, but again, 188, I like that entry point quite a bit for a potential long-sided breakout trade. Yeah, at this point, it's got some work to do to recover back up there, but if it can recover, that implies that this current downwards move failed. And downwards moves that fail is good from the long side because that implies there's some strength out there. Whether or not this is going to fail and the price is going to bounce back up, I don't know. But like I said, at this point, I'm thinking 186.50 short. It's intriguing, but it scares me because technically Bowen is relatively strong on the day. And, it may be one of those things where this is losing steam and going to actually head to bearish on the day. But like I said, I'm too scared. And if I'm too scared, that's just my way of saying, yeah, you're probably not totally comfortable with the trade. So I'm only going to be interested in this from the long side. But yeah, 186.50. Yeah. We'll see if I was right or wrong. So there's the break. Well, that would have been a quick 50 cents in my favor there had I gotten filled. But still, that's good old hindsight for you. All right, now watching 249 here on ZM as a flush point. Again, flush meaning price going down. Only going to do 100 shares though. Let me get this chat box out of the way. So if it looks like it might want to break, I mean, this one's so spready. I mean, the spread's always big. I mean, which is good because if it goes in your favor, it can go in your favor in a hurry. But that's why I'm only doing 100 shares here, just because I want to manage my risk, control risk via position size. But yeah, 249. If it can work its way back down there and get the failure, I like the downside potential. But as of right now, bouncing back upwards. So yeah, this is a morning where alerts just really aren't reaching what I'm alerting. And sometimes that happens, but you got to just take what the market gives you. And right now, the market's just not really playing ball too much. Now here this one goes up. So it is what it is. And it's just going to be one of these mornings. So there's Boeing. And yeah, 186.50. Look at this thing go. I mean, I'm totally hindsight trading right now. But yeah, and I wish I could say, well, at least I alerted to the community. Nope, I didn't even alert that one to the community because, like I said, I didn't feel comfortable with it. I'm not going to alert something that I don't feel comfortable with. But yeah, have you ever been there before where you have a plan that you're not quite sure of and then it just works in your favor? If you've been there, I've been there too. I am there right now. It happens, and it's always going to happen. You're never going to be perfect, and this is one of those little annoyances as a trader, but it is what it is. So I'll just keep on looking. Well, let's gonna try to BA again. 186.50, new upside break point. So again, a potential long-sided trade here. Trying to consolidate out. So if it can work its way up through the 186.50 marker, looks like it wants to break that area, then I would be interested in a trade, although now it's starting to pull back. But again, same premise here. If this actually gets back up to 186.50, that would imply that a nice little hammer candle has formed, which would be great. Once again, maybe this is the start of a rollover and it's kind of party over. But if it can actually recover, that would be a nice little sign of strength. But as of right now, it's only dropping. But we'll see if it can try to turn itself around. All right, watching 120.50 here on Roku for a potential short-sided trade. Risking right around $50-ish. Just hard to know exactly with slippage, but, well, now it's just pushing to new highs. So needless to say, I'm struggling today. I'm making good alerts that make sense relative to the chart, but the price just isn't moving the way it needs to move for me to take action. And sometimes that'll happen. And that very well may be the learning lesson here is you can identify great trade plans. You can identify great levels on the chart, but that doesn't mean the market's actually going to, play ball with you. It doesn't mean that the price is going to go to where you want it to go in order to take action. And that's exactly what's happened here. Other than mRNA, which I missed as I showed, and FedEx, which kind of worked, but not really. Sometimes these days will happen. So again, I alerted 120.50. I won't show you in the chat room. And again, looking like 120.50. Not necessarily going to come into play anytime soon, but 121. So 121, 121, 121.25. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I put my stop up. But Roku just keeps on grinding and grinding higher. No, I'm just going to leave it alone. Well, I might have to call it a day after this one. This one might be the straw that broke the camel's back. You saw me talk about 186.50. I missed it. I was looking at AMGN, which I do have an order out there for right now. But you can see price broke up above 186.50 and is currently in the middle of a breakout right now. Moved as high as 187.25. So as of right now, about a 75-cent move, which as you see here is still in progress. But missed it, and I have no shame at all admitting the force of trade voice is showing up because I keep missing all these things, and now I just want to force a trade. Hopefully I'm not the only person that's ever had that feeling, but we'll go back to AMGN now. Let's see, 248. See, now I don't know. Is this actually a good trade setup, or am I just forcing a trade here because I want to get a trade on the table? No, this is what I got to be very, very aware of. And BA just keeps on moving, approaching a dollar move from where it was alerted. Well, on the bright side, congratulations to members that took that breakout trade, but I did not. Interested here, bowling at 185.25. This will be my probably last trade of the day, just because if I'm wrong on this one, I'll go into the red by a little bit. I mean, a very, very small little bit, but at this point, it's almost 10:30, and I've been trying to be done by an hour. And as I've already admitted, I can feel the voices taking shape here. So I'll be risking right around $100-ish, give or take. So like I said, if I am wrong and I take the max loss, then that would put me into the red by, let's call it $40. And $40 is something that I... and then look at this. Now it's bouncing up from that level. So as of now, well, maybe it won't come into play. So I guess as of now, actually this is a good thing. I'd like to see a couple more candles and then have it come down through there. That would make a much more attractive setup. But who knows, maybe this will be yet the latest example of I've located a very logical spot at 185.25, and maybe the market's just not going to give me the opportunity. But I guess that would fit in very perfectly with the theme of this video. Well, we'll go one more time. So pretty much just went over what I talked about, that 185.25 mark, and it's looking very interesting, especially like I was just telling you, if it can go sideways a couple more candles. So if it can just consolidate out a little bit more, then I like that setup quite a bit more, especially now with the little miniature bounce. So if it comes back down, I mean, think about what that implies. That implies that this little bounce here has failed. So because of the way it's formed, I actually like it that much more. So I'm going to scale up to my normal 1.8 or 500 shares. Well, don't break below it on this candle, though. I don't want to see it break below on this candle. Come on, stay above it. It's almost, this candle is going to be finishing soon. Just need it to finish. Don't close below it on this candle. All right, there we go. I think I should be out of the woods. I think. Come on, candle. There we go. All right. In fact, I'm going to get that updated here to 185.50 because I like that better now instead of waiting until 25. So 185.50 is that new entry point. So it just updated the alert. I won't show you. All right, well, we'll see if it wants to come play ball or not. All right, it's working its way down that area, maybe. So watching very closely. And if it looks like it wants to break through 185.50, I'm going to hop in. It's working its way down there. Okay, I'm in at 185.58, anticipated the break a little bit. So taking on a little bit more risk because I didn't quite get the break, but I don't want to potentially miss out on it. But I like the chances that it can break through 185.50. So if I'm right, I should be rewarded quite nicely. But as of now, hindsight here, I should have waited because now it's bouncing back up on me. But we'll see if we can get the move back to the downside here. the SPY rolls over here, that would help me out very much so. In fact, I think that's going to be the anchor that drags it down through 185.50. So I'm going to need the market's help here. But right now the market's actually going up and not helping me at all right now. But we'll see if the market wants to actually roll over here. I'll show you what I'm seeing. So right now the markets are actually breaking out. At one point they were looking like they might want it to roll over, but I'm going to need the SPY to pull back here if this thing's going to actually help me out here. But as of now, I didn't wait for the break. I anticipated it, and as of now, that was not the right thing to do. But we'll see if this thing wants to roll back over. What's good here is that BA is just going sideways right now, yet the market is still essentially going to highs. So, I mean, just any sort of weakness at all within the market should really, really help me out here. But right now, the only reason why this thing continues to go sideways is because the markets are going up. And the markets maybe just are going to drag this thing up through my stop loss, and I'll have to bow out. But, well, at this point, preparing now to potentially take a loss on it. Yep, the markets are just not helping me out at all. If it goes over 186.50, I will need to be out. It's getting very, very close. I'm using a mental stop loss here. So watching level 2 is like a hawk. And I got to get out. So that is disappointing, but I still like that level. If this thing rolls back over, I'm going short there. And that would not be a revenge trade at all, just because that's still a great, great level. My timing was off, though. I anticipated it. In fact, what's this? 185. Yeah, 185.75 I would be interested in, especially if I can get a attractive candle here, which I think I'm going to get. So I'm going to get back in here at 186.05. So let's see if we can get this thing down finally to 185.50 and then get the break of it. There we go. Now the markets are pulling back here a little bit. But let's see if we can get this to move to the downside. Can it get down through 185.50? It's approaching. There we go. Let's see some more downside momentum. So still have 300 shares left. Let's see if it can get down through 185. Okay, have 200 shares left. Looking for some more downside movement here. So let's see if this thing wants to keep on moving. Took out another 50 shares. And all out there, very nice. Might have been too premature, but I'm thinking it might want to bounce off that area. Plus, I didn't want to risk giving back the gains of what I got back. So got back that entire loss by not giving up. I know, I'm asking myself the same thing, so I'll just answer the question for you. Clay, why did you sell right there? You basically sold the top of that move before it rolled back over. You're right, I did, and that wouldn't have been a losing trade at all. In fact, if I would have held, that would have been a massive winning trade. You're absolutely right. But here's what your voice is doing. Here's what the voice in my head is trying to do. What happens if this thing would have kept on moving? Then what? That would have been a very nasty situation. And I've done a lot of videos on this in the past where, I've gotten out and then it just continues to go against me. And had I not taken the loss, it would have been a very, very painful situation. In fact, I'll put a couple links down below this video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about in regards to why you can't play the game, because you're absolutely right. In hindsight here, I basically stopped out at the high. But you just can't risk it. You can't risk that being the start of a bigger reversal move to the upside where all of a sudden that loss gets bigger and bigger. So I decided to take the loss and I kept the hole small, right? The hole I needed to climb out of was very minimal. Minimal so much so that I got it all back plus some in one single trade. And I didn't give up on it. I recognized it. I took the trade and I let it work for me. And so a great example. In fact, I don't know, this is such a good example. Maybe I'll make a whole separate video of this because I get it. It's no fun to get stopped out. And I got stopped out literally basically at the top of the move. Yeah, I was the top of the move. Look, so when I bought and got out, I got out at 186.51. And literally the high of that candle was at 186.51. So me, Clay Trader, I created that high. I'm the sucker that sold at the high there, covered my position, took a loss before it rolled back over. But you know what? I'll make fun of myself. But like I said, I'll put those videos down below. That way you can see I'm not talking in theory, because there have been examples out there where that doesn't happen and then boom, it keeps on going and going and going. In fact, the example from the video that I'll link you to was from a Boeing trade. But now what did I do right? I didn't say, oh, I'm going to take my ball home. Oh, the markets are rigged against me. Oh, it's the evil market makers. Oh, it's the algorithms. No, I said, all right, well, I was wrong to have gotten out there. Well, now I was right because I honored my rules. I kept the hole small, but I mean, you saw me walk through it. Then it came down and made the alert. And maybe the biggest lesson here, and I can't remember. Yeah, I think I showed it, but I did update it. So here is the alert that was made to the community right here. So that means right there that I updated it. But right there, 185.50. And what did I do? What in hindsight, and this is why it's always give and take. I anticipated the break, right? I got in before 185.50. And what happened? That cost me because it never did break 185.50 and it bounced up. So I lowered my risk in the sense of, well, I made sure that I got into the trade because I don't want to risk missing the trade because as you saw earlier in the video, they can move too fast. But what happened to me? Well, I took a higher risk of, well, I never really got any confirmation, and then that ultimately cost me. So thinking from members' perspective, those members that actually waited for the break of 185.50, which was essentially right here, I mean, check that out. A beautiful, beautiful winning trade for them and for me. Now, granted, I noticed the candle earlier about the failed breakout, so I hopped in a little bit before then. But overall, that was a situation where members had a great opportunity at money. So it is now 10:40 a.m., hour and 10 minutes in the day, and I'm up $138. But you know what? I didn't make a whole lot this morning, but wow, what so many good learning lessons. And like I said, so much so that I'll probably pull an excerpt from this one out of the video and use as an educational example, because I mean, this is what makes trading so hard. You can take losses and then the price goes right in your favor, and you really have two choices at that point. Cry about it, take your ball and go home, or just set it aside, realize you honored your rules, you honored your system, and then take the new trade setup that is valid. And that's what I did here. So overall, and I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm the greatest trader ever. I'm just trying to say that this is what makes trading so hard, because yeah, that was super annoying. That was super annoying that happened. But at the end of the day, I was able to recover those losses, plus put $74 into my pocket. So wiped away that entire loss, plus $74 in my pocket, so I'll take it. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not sure of many places in the world where within an hour and 10 minutes you can make $138. So I'm still grateful for the gains. I don't want to come across like a greedy savage. Holy smokes, it is 30 minutes in. Wow. So, all right, let's do this. If you're still watching the video at this point, 30 minutes in, comment below, keep your ball, right? Because it's don't, oh, I'm going to take my ball and go home. No, just keep, no, that doesn't make any sense. Keep your ball. What should I say? Frustration. Just comment below frustration, because today was a day of frustration, but at least I was able to redeem myself by just holding steady, taking advantage of that trade. So, but if you're still with me after 30 minutes, first off, thank you very much. Seriously, thank you. And type frustration down below in the comment section, and I really do appreciate it. But that is all. I should note one more thing. If you are interested in joining the community and getting all the alerts that you saw throughout the course of the video, just go to claytrader.com/team. And the way to approach that, we'll just use this pricing structure, which is $99 for 3 months, which breaks down to $8.25 per week. So the question becomes, do I believe I can get at least $8.25, not per day, but per week of value from the service? If you think that you can, then the $99 would be a great investment for you. So that's really the way to approach it. $99, 3 months, which equates to $8.25 per week. Can I get $8.25 per week of value? Also, if you enjoy these live trade videos, especially, do you like these longer ones or not? A quick way to communicate that to me, hit that like button. Also, comment down below, like I said, frustrated, or if you have any other comments, questions, suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. And then also check out the channel as a whole. I realize that the amounts weren't that big in this one, but if you want to see a lot of other live trade videos, just check out the channel. Hopefully you decide to become a subscriber to the channel. I would love to have you, but wow, if you're still with me right now, bless your heart, because we are at 31 minutes. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.